impressive.
I'm really
He's
I'm
gonna have fun.
I'm really happy about it because he's always wanted to go, and it's all geared toward what he loves. So and they're going to 6 or 7 different cities, uh,
Nice.
and we pay for it, but it's not a huge expense. And the food is included, and the housing, and the traveling, and all that stuff is included.
Did they have little raising funds for this, like little projects from the school?
Not that
No?
I know of. We paid for it. Everybody paid
Okay.
for it. I don't know
Yeah.
how they got the money because they're definitely like the airfare was even included in what we paid, and it was not a lot of money for 10 days in Japan,
Wow.
and directed
Lucky.
trip. Like we're gonna see all these different things that he loves. So that's 10 days, and then Jennifer and Sylvia are going off to Quebec City for a girls' March break.
Isn't that lovely? I think traveling is just the way to learn.
Oh,
No
me
matter where you
too.
go. Yeah.
I'm stuck in here in the city playing for Irish drunks.
You love it.
All right, so we'll do a set. We'll do 100 pipers, followed by the Irishman's Heart to the Ladies. And let's do it because it's been a while for these. So let's go a little bit kind of not too fast for the first time, and then we'll do it a bit quicker and see what happens. Oh. Now let's see, what would be a good speed? Because it has been a while. Let's do that. Quite a stately pace. Okay. 1, 2, 3, go. Geez, it's a good set. It's a really good set. I find that the 100 Pipers sets up the Irishman's Heart really well, and I find that there's a big difference between the two tunes. The 100 Pipers has all these quarter notes in it, eh? All these long notes, and then when you hit the Irishman's Heart, you really start to crank out the eighth notes. So it has what they call a double time feel. Astrid knows what that is. It's not actually double time, it's the double time feel. So anyway, but it does make you feel like you have to get your bow moving, which is interesting and really cool. So it sounds like one is an expansion on the other. So anyway, how did you guys do at that tempo? Was it okay? It looked like it was just fine.
Yeah, I like that tempo. I just had to get used to what the tunes were sounding like, and my bowing. I noticed I marked all my bowing, so I had to follow it very carefully.
Yeah. It's in 100 Pipers, it would be a big factor. So
Yeah.
anyway, so let's pick up the pace a little bit and see what happens. What's the worst that can happen? Okay. That's a little bit of a hustle. Okay. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, how do we do with the tempo there that time? Is it okay? It's good? Right on. Very good. And I'll just give you a marker for your records here so you know where you're at. So let's see. 75. So that sounds like the tempo I was playing for the Irish dancers at the Fesh when they were doing their treble jigs. They're doing jigs at 72 is what they were doing. Yeah. And the feet are unbelievable. So you're playing a jig at that tempo, and their feet are doing double and triple time of it. It's amazing. Some of them were really, really good. And there was only 2 fallers the whole day. Both days. 2 kids that fell down. Usually there's a lot more. But they have this amazing thing that they do now next to the stage. They have like the back of a sticker, big, like it looks like a floor mat for a car, and it's next to the stage and it's sticky. And the girls step on that before they get on the stage. And I guess it removes all the dust bunnies and stuff from the bottom of their feet. And so it's a lot less falling down. But I thought that was brilliant. Very simple, but pretty cool. The one girl, she fell right on her back. And she was crying, had to go to the mom, get hugs. But then she was back on the stage about a half hour later, which was great. All right, let's see. What about some reels? So let's take a look at Silver Spear. Always a good one. Silver Spear. Is this it here? Yes. Did we ever do Drowsy Maggie? Oh, let's do that. No, I see it's on a set here. Drowsy Maggie followed by the Silver Spear. So let's do that. There's so many Maggie tunes, and they all seem to have sleeping difficulties because they're either drowsy or sleepy or... I'd watch my drink if I was back in those days. Definitely watch your drink. Yeah. Now, Drowsy Maggie's a great tune. It's a very popular tune. It's an Irish tune, but we play it a lot in Cape Breton. And it's a single. So the parts are only 4 bars long. And it's really cool because the first part is in E minor. Now, I know there's a C sharp in the key signature, but it's a Dorian, E Dorian, I guess that would be. And then the second part switches to straight up D major, which is really nice. And a nice pairing to go into Silver Spear because that's also in D. So it's like a very happy tune, even though it's about a killing implement. But a fancy one, I guess. Now, Drowsy Maggie is all about bowing. There's 2 ways that you can bow it, and I see that here. I think that it's that it was what's her name now? Astrid's or Heather's daughter that put this bowing in here, and so she's got the basic way to do it. Lena, that's her name. So that's down, up, up. Down, up, up. Down, up, up. And in the second part as well. Down, up, up, down, up, up. And it really works out well when you bow it like that. Really, really well. It gives you good practice with that as well. And the Silver Spear follows the same principle, but there's just not as much of it. Drowsy Maggie has a lot of up-ups in it. Now, can you find that, Elaine? Because I can just put it on my screen for you if you want. I have it here ready and waiting.
I have a copy here. It may not be the same copy as yours, but it's Drowsy Maggie. I have it from
Okay.
it's from the Thursday group.
That'll do, man. That'll do. And you've been playing these tunes for a while, so that should be fine. But let's take her easy at first, whatever we do here. Absolutely no reason to be in a hurry.
Which is first, Dan?
Drowsy Maggie first. Okay. Let's see, how fast should we go? Let's try it like that and see what happens. And let's do them 2 times each. Actually, let's do the first one 3 times each, because it's so short. So we'll do Drowsy Maggie 3, Silver Spear 2. 1, 2, 3, go. Great tune. You know, I never got the story on Silver Spear about why the tune is called the Silver Spear. The only thing I found out is that silver was if you needed to use silver for your spear, it meant that the edge would get dull quicker. So it was before they were able to make steel, you know. So bronze and silver were the two metals, and if you were lucky, you got the bronze. It lasted longer, but silver's very soft. So, but it didn't really say anything about the tune. But I'm dying to know. There's always got to be
I'm sure
a story.
Keith will have something to say about that.
What's that now?
I'm sure Keith would have something.
Oh,
to say about
definitely,
that.
yeah, because he's a metallurgist.
Oh, all right. There you go. 100%.
His company actually makes their company made mining equipment, and the thing that they were making before he retired and sold the company was a thing that would tell you what's in a rock.
Oh dear. Wow.
Like, it's major technology, man. It's crazy.
Wow. That's interesting. Yeah.
know.
No wonder he's so inquisitive.
Yes, absolutely. Now, how did you guys do at that tempo? Pretty easy, eh? Yeah, okay. I don't want to confuse you, but there's another way to play Drowsy Maggie with the bow. So what you're looking at here, down, up throughout the whole thing, is the sort of the standard way. But you can also play all the long notes on an up bow. Okay, and it makes it really quick. You can get through it really quick, but it can be very confusing. And so I wanted to mention it just to put it in your mind. Now, I'm going to show you what it looks like since we're recording. I'm going to show you what it looks like compared to the standard way of bowing it. So here's the standard way. I'll use I'll just use the first part. So. No problem, works out very well. But now, when I do the long notes on an up bow, watch what happens. See that? So that means that you do that E on an up bow, and now you got the string crossing is going to be done just by your bowing. Down bow, up bow. See that? Makes it really quick and easy. But it can be very confusing. So I like to make sure people have that up, down, up thing solidly. And then you can start messing around with it. Now watch what happens to the second part when I do it that way. See that? So it takes down the number of moves that you have to make. But anyway, so keep that in your mind while you're playing, and maybe at some point we'll start investigating that, because it's good for a lot of tunes that do that same rhythmic thing. Long, short, short, long, short, short. Big John McNeil, and I can think of 100 tunes that do that.
So is that the rule kind of thing? If you want to start playing it faster?
It really helps when you want to go faster, because you don't have to do that slur. It takes and it means what you're doing is, instead of doing a slur between two eighth notes, you're doing a slur between an eighth note and a quarter note.
Right. Okay.
Every time it comes around. So that kind of lessens the movement, the overall movement of the bow. And you can really whip along. Like, once you get that under your arm, you can really whip along with a tune. But first, we'll have to get the standard and get that really, because we have to get it up a little bit faster. So anyway, so let's try doing it faster. So let's see. Yep, let's do it like that. Hustle, hustle, wake up, Maggie. Okay. 1, 2, 3, go. How do we do with that tempo?
I think Drowsy Maggie, I need to work on that a little bit more. A
Yeah.
lot more.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. We'll work on it. We'll keep it in mind. It's such a common tune. So that was Deedle Dickety Diddle Davadum Be Diddle Diddle Day 70.
Okay.
So it's, not too bad. It was steady. Steady anyway. Well, that's great. Okay, so now let's finish off with a slow one. Let's do, I was going to say Turdum de la. Give me your hand.
Okay, I have that here.
What's the name of the tune? I'm sorry.
Turdum de la.
Oh, dear.
I
Yeah,
can
I've
put it
got
on
to
my
learn
screen.
my Irish.
It's Give Me Your Hand. That's what it's called.
Okay.
Give Me Your Hand.
Okay.
And this is one of the really old harp tunes. Let's see how old it is, because I did a deep dive with Keith on it one time. Yeah. Oh, wow, that's interesting. Anyway, so the guy's name was Rory Dal O'Cahan. And they're saying now that he was based on anecdotes by a harper called Arthur O'Neill. And people are saying now, did the guy ever actually exist? That's very funny. Okay, let me see here. Early life, Gaelic harp. Early 20th century. 1546, this guy. That's an old tune. Wow. And it says here, Elaine, that he went to Scotland in 1601. And he died there. That's really neat. That is some old music. I wonder what they thought of this tune in Scotland in 1601. That'd be like the place would be absolutely full of Jacobites in 1601. Okay, this is a gorgeous tune, guys. Let's try to channel your medieval brain and heart. And let's do this tune. Now, let's do it 2 times and we'll end with the first 2 bars. I think we did that before. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. you got to play the first 4 bars to end it. It doesn't have a very good ending. So now this tune is a beautiful tune, but it's so confusing. And in fact, we played it at the session on Tuesday night, and didn't we screw it up? When we went to repeat the tune, we skipped the whole first bit and went right to where it goes D, E, G, G, G. Again, that's where we started. It was not my fault. It was Ross the Piper who did that. But even with an Irishman sitting among us, we still screwed up this tune. Simple old tune. Because it can be very confusing, Anyway, shall we try it one more time? Let's do it one more time. They probably had to do it a lot of times back in those days because there was only a few tunes. Let's hear that one again there, Rory. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Little medieval music to end things off. So yeah, so next week and the week after, I'm out. I'm doing a church thing on the 26th. But then after that, it's all clear sailing after that. Okay?
Oh, okay. So April, we'll see you again.
April, you'll see me again, yeah.
Okay.
And I got to show you guys the March Hot Priest.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Wow. Holy.
This is the Hot Priest calendar, right? That Jen got in Rome. I don't know if I told you guys about that. I'm always giving her a hard time about being a Protestant. And when she was over in Italy the last time, they were selling these priest calendars. Look, a hot priest for every month.
Isn't that amazing? Wow. Oh
So
boy. I wonder what the Catholics think of that.
I know they was Catholics that sold it. And that's why the priest takes up the whole calendar and the days are down here at the bottom and the big ones are Sundays. See
Isn't
that?
that a riot?
Anyway, so when we get together again, you can see the next hot priest.
Looking forward to it.
Okay, guys, have a good
Thanks
one.
very much, Dan.
We'll see ya.
Yeah.
Bye.